In this video, we will see how to cut a conversation or a narration to make it more concise and interesting to follow. We will see how to remove silences, excise hesitation, and cut retakes. What you see just right now is the edited shot that I have recorded by making a lot of mistakes on purpose. Let's see how I did this on the Final Cut timeline.
So we now have reached the video editing part. But just before we start, I just want to say that this was a terrible example. I did a lot of mistakes, so it was not perfect. If you want to enhance that, if you are in control, if you are doing this, I encourage you to just retake all of your sentence. Do not retake it right in the middle. But just to make that an example, I did it at the worst case scenario. So if you are editing someone else and you end up with something that is not lookable, just like right now, at the end it will be a shot of maybe 30 seconds max, and now it's almost 1 minute and a half. So try to remake your sentence, otherwise we will see how to make that okay. So, this is my project on Final Cut Pro. As I said, you will hear myself when I will move just like that. Very first thing you will want to make sure that is enabled is those two little guy, this one and this one, so you can hear the voice like that when you're moving on the timeline. This is very, very important. So, what do I have right now? I'm gonna start by using Command plus and minus to zoom in that timeline, and we're gonna listen to what we have over here.
In this video, we will see how to cut a conversation or a narration to make it more concise and interesting to follow. We will see how to remove.
All right, so I'm gonna start with the first sentence. Here at the beginning, you see there is that, right over here, there is that little nothingness over here that I want to cut. Because this is the very first sentence, I will not cut it right at the beginning. I will just leave a little something. Not too much, just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this.
In this video, we will see how to cut a conversation.
And as soon as this beginning is done, I will cut it just right here. So I'm going to use Command B for blade, and I'm going to cut on the other end. And here I really want to cut the closest to the beginning of the next sentence. So I'm using the left and right arrow to navigate. And you see I can hear my text. So you see here's nothing, 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 and then it starts. So I want to cut here. Otherwise, if I cut over here, for example, that's something I can see often. This is the result.
Or
you see there is that. You can see the transition. There's a little movement on my head because the head wasn't at the same place. See?
Or
it's very subtle, but it's there, and you can see it very clearly just because there is no sound to get with it. And if you do that at the very beginning of where you start talking, it's less perceptible because there is that audio that came with it. So again, I'm moving over here using the arrow, start talking over here, use the blade, cut that, and see what it does.
In this video, we will see how to cut a conversation or a narration to make it more concise and interesting to follow.
My head was a bit further away than on the first example that I showed, but the audio just keeps flowing, so I think it's better. So I'm gonna cut over here, because over here the emptiness is way too huge.
To follow. We will see how to follow.
So at the end, maybe just add one into a frame, cut that, and again, I'm starting at the very beginning of where I start talking. So use a blade like that, and
more concise and interesting to follow. We will see how to remove silences.
So, same thing.
We will see how to remove.
You see here, because it's the same sentence and it should just continue, I have my remove, and as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna add the next one. Like here, got that. Silences, I heard, you see, I heard that just, you hear? It's already started. So, got it over here.
Remove silences. Off. Follow. We will see how to remove silences.
That's interesting. There's something I can try over here. I could detach the audio to remove a bit of video.
We'll see how to remove silences.
Let's try it again.
How to remove silences.
Oh, that was better.
We will see how to remove silences.
That was great. And here, what did I say?
Silences.
That was my bad. I did look at the text. I don't know why I made that. That was terrible. There's nothing to do with that. Sorry.
We'll see how to remove silences.
Oh, I redid it. So you see, this one will be better. But still, that example was great.
Interesting to follow. We will see how to remove silences.
You see how well it does. So we have the silences that continue under the other one, which make it just pass so great.
To remove silences.
All right, but still, I'm gonna keep that one. So I cut over here, remove that.
Concise and interesting to follow. We will see how to remove silences.
See how it's just better if you remake your sentence.
Excise. Hesitation.
All right, so this one, see, when you hear it, it's the one that is coming. Because if we zoom in, you see there is no talking over here. The talking is over there. So I can cut it just right there. Got that.
Eyes.
Maybe I'm gonna do the same thing here to detach the audio. Let's see what it does.
Excise. Hesitation.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So detach the audio, remove few frames. So move left just a little bit. Remove those frames just like that.
Excise. Hesitation.
Maybe a little bit again.
Excise. Hesitation. Excise. Hesitation.
Maybe one more frame on the other side.
Excise. Hesitation.
Yeah, that was great. See, what I did is I used the up and down arrow to move from a cut to another, and left and right to move of a frame to another. And when I wanted to add a frame on this one, I moved to the right. And because I used the magnetize tool over here, when I move that, it just stick to it.
Eyes. Hesitation.
And I'm gonna use Common Zulu to use what I had before, to undo. Okay.
Excise. Hesitation.
All right, had a few frame over here when I stopped. And what I have after that.
End cut retakes.
Okay, so you see that one, I just retake my sentence.
End cut.
So I just skip that one and go to over here. Use the blade. Got that.
Hesitation. End cut retakes.
And that's it. Common blade.
What you see just right now is actually a shot that I have recorded.
See here, I was just reading my text so I can just quickly learn it and then restart doing my text on the camera. So this, I just pass that.
What you see just right now is the edited shot.
Oh, is it the first time that I do it? When I do those kind of editing, I fast forward when I'm listening just to see what is incoming. I don't know, maybe I did it, but I didn't realize that I was making it and I didn't tell it. So when you play on the timeline, you can use the space to play. And then when it play, you can use
When you see
L like Lima,
just right now,
that you can also use to start playing. If you press it one more time, it will double the speed, and every time you press on it, it accelerates the speed.
now is the edited shot that I have recorded by making a...
Just to go faster, I just want to know what is incoming. I want to acknowledge it, so I go at the beginning, fast forward just to listen quickly what is incoming.
What you see just right now is the edited shot that I have recorded by making a lot of mistakes. By making a lot of mistakes on purpose.
Okay, all right. So I can see that this one
By making a lot of mistakes.
is not good at all,
By making a lot of...
because I retake it after that. Okay, start with this one. Got that.
What you see just right now is the edited shot that I have recorded by...
All right.
Edited shot.
Gonna do the same thing. Cut that over here. Go at the very beginning. Remove that. Detach the audio. Zoom in a little bit to work it a little bit better. Remove a bit of image.
Right now is the edited shot that I have recorded by...
Maybe one less.
Edited shot that I have recorded...
One again.
Now is the edited shot that I have recorded by making a lot of...
All right.
Have recorded by making a...
That's a great example. Here, I didn't make a full retake, so I'm gonna have to cut on a word. And cutting on the word is better than cutting between words. And when you do that, you try to go on a word on a word that have a high pitch, like pitch, bottom, the P, the B, the those kind of sound. You try to cut on those one. See if we have one over here.
That I have recorded by making a...
By, that was great.
Have recorded by...
By, right here. Okay. So not before the by. I'm gonna cut on the by. So over here, I'm gonna use the arrow to listen to my text. That's the by. Can you hear it? That's the beginning of B. And I can start hearing the Y. Okay. So I'm gonna go. So that's nothing. That's the beginning of the B. So now I'm passing one frame and I'm gonna cut over here. Then I'm gonna find the same by.
By make...
That's the first word. So that's the beginning of the by. I skip one frame and I cut at the very same place. So this way, because I cut in the same place in the two by, that might be great. Let's see.
I have recorded by making a lot of...
Okay, that was almost great, but there was a little something. I don't know if you heard it, but there's a little like a connection sound. That's not great.
That I have recorded by making a lot of mistakes.
I don't like that, so I'm gonna... So what we can do is to... And no, I want to show you something. I could do a transition. So if I use Command T, that create a transition. I can make it smaller just like that. And I don't like that.
Have recorded by making a lot of mistakes.
Okay, so you see, on the audio that was great.
I have recorded by making a lot of mistakes.
But what I don't like, let's render it so you can see it, is the actual transition on the video. See, that what we can see just right now, I don't like it.
I have recorded by making a lot of mistakes.
I think it is way more perceptible than when it's not there.
Have recorded by making a lot of mistakes.
See? So I don't like that. But I still want to have that transition. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'm going to detach the audio. I have my two audio here. And you see that part over here, because we have one audio that cut very hard because the audio is high over here and it starts very high over here. This is where we have that kind of glitch of sounds that get in. So what I'm gonna do is I will enlarge that one just a little bit on the right and this one just a little bit on the left, and I'm gonna fade them with that tool over here. You go just right here at the very side of the icon, and you drag it just like that, and now that should sound fine.
I have recorded by making a lot of mistakes.
That's all right.
By making a lot of mistakes on purpose.
But I failed that one because I didn't retake it. So I just did that for nothing. So first by, second cut here. So I'm just redoing it. Delete that.
Purpose.
On purpose. All right. Is it right?
Recorded by making a lot of mistakes on
That's all right. No need to go further.
shut that I have recorded by making a lot of mistakes on purpose.
All right. Last one. Is it?
Let's see how I did this on the final cut timeline.
Okay. So that one I don't need it because it's over here. And you can also use you see, I use that very often. If there's a sentence that I redo a lot of time, look at the graphic over here. You can clearly see that I say the very same thing on both. So if I do 10 retakes, for example, yes, that happened. I can look at the graph and I know that, oh, this is the same thing, this is the same thing. So I move to the very last one, because when I do those retakes, usually the last one is the better and it's the one that I want to keep. If it's not, when I'm recording, I'm leaving me a note. I think I was preferring the one that I made just before. I can do myself those kind of note because I know that I'm gonna edit this, but like right now, I'm gonna cut this one like that and see what it does.
On purpose. Let's see how I did this.
And I remember that that one was a fail.
On the final cut.
Yeah.
On the final cut timeline.
All right. At the very first frame over here, got that, and
on purpose. Let's see how I did this on the final cut timeline.
And there we go. It's done. We had 1 minute and 20 seconds, and it's now a 24 seconds long project. See what it does. Let's make it play.
In this video, we will see how to cut a conversation or a narration to make it more concise and interesting to follow. We will see how to remove silences, excise hesitation, and cut retakes. What you see just right now is the edited shot that I have recorded by making a lot of mistakes on purpose. Let's see how I did this on the final cut timeline.
And there we go. That was great. It's not the perfect shot, not something that I would be very proud of, but remember that we started with something that was 1 minute and 20 seconds long. It's not something that you could have proudly use. It was unusable. But now that this is corrected, maybe it's not perfect, but it is usable. And that looks way more professional than the takes that I was retaking everything. And so, yeah, it's way more better. So just remember, if you're doing your own recording and you have the chance to retake yourself, retake all of your silence. But if you're doing an interview and the other guy doesn't speak so well, it does some hesitation, it does some retakes, and he's not the guy that is gonna do all that editing, so he doesn't think to that. try to cut on the word and not between the word. That's the default that I see the most often. Don't use transition on the video if the cut on video is too obvious, because often you can get the cut on audio flawlessly, but on the video it's just terrible. In those cases, you can add another image over the transition so you don't see it. So if you're talking about dogs, well, put a little video of dogs, or maybe take a video shot of something around, I don't know, maybe you're outside under trees, film a bit of the leaves and those kind of things, just so you can put it over and not seeing that hard cut. Otherwise, well, it's pretty much how it does work. So if you have any question, please ask in the comment below. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in another video. See ya!